on eBay for approximately 4.5 years or so. Started out doing the thrifting gig, basically going down to thrift shops and yard sales and all that fun stuff and finding cool things for super cheap and flipping them on eBay for big bucks and good profits. And then I moved into the Lego market, and I've been selling Legos for quite a while. And then a little while back here, about 9 or 10 months ago, I started drop shipping, which is even better because now I don't have to warehouse any product. I don't have to pre-buy any product. So, and I don't physically ship it. I actually submit an order to my online supplier, and they ship it out to my customer for me. So, and I've sold tens of thousands of dollars worth of products doing this. So it's awesome. But here, I can tell you a little bit more about that later. But here I'm just going to show you a little bit how to sell on eBay and how to set up your account and to get started. So first off, when you get, you go to ebay.com, obviously, and then you can register for an account, which I don't have that set up here. It's fairly easy though. When you go to the eBay homepage, if you've never done this before, you can just go and register. And then once you got your eBay account set up and your PayPal account set up, you'll need both of those. Then you can go to your homepage here after you've logged into your account. You're going to go up to the top here where it says sell, and you're going to click sell. We're going to start listing your first item. Titles are extremely important. This is how people find your listing so that it sells. So you need to put in strong keywords into your title here that describe the item that you're selling. So in this particular case, I'm going to list a bulk lot of Legos. I'm going to say Lego bulk lot. You can go over here and click get started. This is just to get you started here to find what category you want to sell it in. So there's different categories that on eBay. There's home and garden and sporting goods and automotive and all kinds of different things, toys. So you can go through here, and usually when you start typing something in, eBay automatically does a quick search for you, and these are the suggested categories that you want to sell in, and usually these are correct. And so in this particular case, building toys, Lego, minifigures, lots, parts and pieces, that's what I want. So I'm going to click that one, go down here and click continue, and this is fine, don't worry about that. We're just going to continue forward, and here is the meat and potatoes of building a listing. So again, here's your title. You get, I believe it's 85 or 86 characters, 80 characters. See here? Oh, it disappeared on me. Right here, you get a total of 80 characters in your title. You don't have to, but I highly suggest that you fill the whole field here with keywords. The more keywords you have in here for buyers to search for, the more likely that you're going to get found. So I'm going to do like Lego bulk lot, huge, pounds, parts, and actually I don't want to use and in there, pieces, minifigures, and I'm just going to minifigures. And I'm not going to use up the whole thing here. You get the idea. And then whatever else you want to use here that's going to describe your listing, you can fill that in here, and make sure you use up the rest of these characters so that you're found. Subtitle, I don't use that. It's really not important. Condition, if it's new or used, you'd click those and describe it that way. And obviously mine's going to be used. Photos are really important. So this is the next section here. You click this. This takes you into the photo uploader, and you click select photos, and then you can go and search for wherever your photo is located. And I've already got some that are pre-selected here, and I'm just going to highlight all these. I'm going to open, and you can use any camera. typically. All yours cameras take good photos for the most part, and they're usually large enough. And with photos too, you want to make sure that you're getting good high quality resolution photos so that people can see good detail, and then make sure that you're taking clear, crisp, clean photos too. You don't want stuff that's blurry and fuzzy and all of that. And then take pictures of different angles too. So usually you're going to, your main picture, which is going to be this one here, your main photo, is going to be the photo that describes or kind of sees the whole lot or whatever it is that you're selling. And then you can use all these additional ones to show up close detail, as you can see that I'm doing here. And I know this is going to be kind of small on your computer screen, but that's all right. And you can scroll over, and actually I'm going to kill these here because it takes too long to upload. Again, this is for the sake of the video. We'll let that one load. Alright, and so then you can go through, and if you wanted to edit these, like rotate the picture, you can do that. You can change the brightness. So there's kind of like this little photo editing option here, and you can also crop the photo, which I'm not going to do. So again, take good photos, take good detailed photos. If there's any issues with the product, if it's used, you make sure you want to point that out so that your customer knows that into the beginning. Click finish. All this is going to upload, and there you go. Moving on down, you don't have to add all of this item specific stuff if you don't want to, like brand. They automatically loaded that in there for me, which is cool. There's other specifics when you start getting into furniture that are completely different. You can add all those too, about like color and style and whatever. Description is important. Usually what I do for this, I go up here and I copy. This is just me. You don't have to do this, but this is what I do. I copy it. I copy my title, and I put the title down here. I click paste. Me personally, it's just my personal touch, I usually center it. And the title, I personally make it at 24, and I bold it. Hit enter a couple times. Left align everything again here, so you got something over here. And then type in your description. Make sure that your description is detailed. This is where you're going to fill in all the details about your item so that you don't have bad feedback if a customer gets something and says, okay, this is not what you said it was. And I'm not going to do a whole description on this again for the sake of the video. I usually do not bold all of this, and I make it size 18 personally. There you go. Then also you're going to want to put down here something that's called terms and conditions. This is so that this is where you're going to put your shipping information, whether you accept returns or not. If you do accept returns, what are the terms and conditions on accepting a return, packages being opened or whatever. And you know, really too, you can go and look at any other sellers who are having have a lot of good feedback and a lot of ratings, and you can just go and look at their terms and conditions to get some ideas on what you want to put into your terms and conditions. And this is something that you can just copy and paste over into a notepad or some other little document somewhere, and just copy and paste it back into every listing as you go. Alright, you can add a designer theme if you want to. It's really not necessary, and it costs extra money. Now here's a big question. Do I do it at auction, or do I do it fixed price? This is completely up to you. If you do an auction, if it's a used product, you could probably do an auction and see how high it goes. it's really a matter of kind of researching an item and really finding out what it's worth. But anyway, if you start something at 99 cents, it may sell at 99 cents. It may not sell. It just depends on what you want to do. And obviously, if you spent something, for example, if you're out thrifting, if you spent, you know, 10 bucks on an item and you list it for 99 cents and it only sells for 99 cents, and then you've got shipping on top of that, you're going to be out some money. So you make sure that whatever price you put in here for an auction as your starting price, you are going to be okay selling it at that price. I recommend setting it a little bit higher than 99 cents, but again, that's up to you. And then you can put in your duration for however long you want your auction to go. A fixed price listing means that this is just what it costs. So you can put in here, I'm going to say my listing here, I'm going to say it's 100 bucks. I'm not going to do a best offer on this. If you want to do that, you can. My quantity, I only have one of these. My duration can be anywhere for however long that listing is going to last, can be anywhere from 7, 10, 30 days, whatever. I'm just going to leave it at 7 for this. Start listing immediately, or I can schedule a start time. Now this is a really cool feature. Here's a tip and trick about selling on eBay. People, when they are most active on eBay, is usually when they're after work, when they're off work, and on the weekends. Now when you start a brand new listing, you get a bump for a search result for having a new listing, because eBay wants you to sell it right away. And that lasts for about half a day or so as a new listing. And so what I do is I try to list items Saturday morning around 8 o'clock Central Standard Time approximately, because all day long it's going to be sitting as a new listing and will get a really high search rank when people search for an item. So I will list something like this at 8 a.m. or even 7:30 a.m. And because that's a really good range to hit both Eastern Standard Time and Western Time on the West Coast. Because 8 a.m. on the West Coast, I suppose, is going to be about 6 a.m. out there, and then Eastern would be 9 a.m. So by the time people are getting up in California, I'm in Iowa, so when people are getting up in California, it'll be about my listing is going to be live and be hit right around their time. So that'd be cool. So that's just what I do. I usually list Saturday mornings around 8:30 a.m. if I can. Select how you get paid. You're going to do PayPal. This is something that you can do here. And when you are setting this up as your new listing for your first time, you just go in here and you're going to click select payment policy. And you can name that payment policy however you want. I just say it's going to be my PayPal. Describe what that is for yourself. And then you can set that up here and click PayPal, save, and close. You can go through and look at the rest of that if you want. Cancel. Oh, obviously don't cancel that. I mean, if that's something that you were setting up for the first time, then you would save it. But I've already done this. Shipping policy. This is something that you will have to set up for the first time you're doing a listing. So right here it's going to say create shipping policy. And here you go. Me personally, I list everything with free shipping. Now free shipping basically means I am building the cost of my item with the shipping cost in it. I know that most of my items that when I ship out are going to cost me about $5 to $10. And so I build that $5 to $10 into the cost of my item. So if I'm selling it, if I have an item that I want to make 10 bucks on, I'm going to add an additional $5 to $10 on top of that when I'm doing a buy it now, so that I don't lose money in shipping costs. So you just add all that together when you're creating your price. So policy description here. For free shipping, you just want it flat, same cost to all buyers. Services, I do economy shipping. You go over here and click free right here. Your handling time, I don't recommend doing 1 business day. You are going to want to be somewhere between the 2 and 3 business day. We'll just click 2 for this. Now, that gives you a little bit of a cushion. So technically what this means is you don't have to ship this item out. You get 2 business days to ship that item out. So you try to get all of your items shipped out within 1 day if you can, but you have a 2 business day cushion there. And then you have, if you want to ship international, you can look at that as well. Save and close. I'm going to cancel it because I don't need this set up, but you would save and close. And then you would have your shipping policies in here, and you can go in here and you can click whatever shipping policy you decide you want. Then you would also have to create a return policy. So again, you click there, policy name, whatever you want to describe it as. Do you accept returns? Yes, you do, or no, you don't. Again, that's up to you. I have mine set as a 14-day return policy. The money refund will be given as a money back. And this is really important. Return shipping will always be paid by the buyer. See this here? Always by the buyer. And you want it to be paid by the buyer. This would be a good information to put into your terms and conditions that we talked about in your description. When people realize that when they go to try, if they get an item, they say they just don't like it just because they have buyer's remorse. When they find out that they have to pay shipping to send it back, they might decide to just keep the product. So that's always have shipping repaid by buyer. And then again, you would save and close. Cancel. And that's pretty much it. That's how you set it up. And then you would click continue. Wait for that to load up. To show you what your fees are going to be here. You'd go down here and you're going to click list your item. And there you go. It says, congratulations, your item is listed for sale. And then you can click right here to go look at it. And there it is. Scroll down here. There's all your information. Pictures, you can go, and this is why it's so important to have good, clean, crisp, and large pictures so people can see the detail of the items. See all this? You can zoom right in there and see what's going on. There you go. You just listed your first item. Again, I don't really do so much of this thrifting and garage sale stuff anymore. I do mostly drop shipping. It's so much easier. I don't have to research anything anymore. I don't have to pre-buy any products, so I don't have any money that's sitting out there hanging out waiting to be returned back to me. I just list an item, and when it sells, I go over to my supplier outside online and I submit the order to them, and they send it right out to my buyer. And I've sold tens of thousands of dollars worth of product doing that, so it's great. And if you'd like to know a little bit more about that, I'll put a link to my website down in the description. And